Well, this has been an abysmal administration, and it's not even been a full year. So we're already getting this. Check this out. We're already getting rumors that Joe Biden is not going to be running in 2024. So who do you think it might be? Could it be Hillary Clinton?
No.
The Daily Mail reports Clinton's belief that the presidency is her birthright and deep unpopularity of Biden and Harris could see the former First Lady run in 2024, Politics Insider warns, I do not disagree. I don't know if I believe she would, because she is deeply unpopular herself. But she came out recently and she was like, here's the speech I would have given if I won.
Could you just give me a second to rant about that, by the way? Sure. When on God's green earth has anyone lost as much as Hillary Clinton and been given so much time to talk about all of the things that she wanted to do or would have done had she won? Like, Democrats in general fail up, like Pete Buttigieg, anybody? But I am just fascinated by the fact that we keep giving this, like, what was she on the Today Show or something? Like, it was a legitimate mainstream media show with millions of viewers where, like, she's given a primetime A-block slot to talk about, here's the speech I would have given. Okay, here's the speech I would have given had I been born Giselle Bundchen. Had I been...
Yeah, exactly.
Like, had I gotten an Oscar, here's the speech I would have given.
Isn't she doing a master class or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Selling it.
On losing?
Right now, my favorite joke I saw was someone said, what's the master class going to be? Pointing out Wisconsin on a map?
Oh, yikes.
Or that's the one she would need,
Standing by your man.
Yikes.
Having great relationships, winning elections.
Well, now let's be real. Those are things she was all really bad at. But she could.
But the media pretends that she is good at all of those things. Like, they give her the opportunity to give that dumb speech.
But I got to give her...
because they feel like she should have given that speech. And they also are signed on to it being her birthright.
Okay. Yes. But as much as many people don't like Hillary Clinton, and I'm not a fan, I think we absolutely need to recognize what she is really, really good at. The things she's done really well, like running the Clinton Foundation while she was running the State Department and taking donations from foreign governments to large sums. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, when she was no longer a contender for the presidency or in the White House, those donations started to dry up.
I got another one. I just got one really quick one. Making sure that her husband goes on the Epstein's Island. He's very good at that.
By the way, the Maxwell trial, I follow all the conspiracy theorists on the gram about that. But yeah, she's also really good at just signing on Hollywood money and Hollywood celebrities and going and partying and stuff.
She's great being connected to Harvey Weinstein as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, that's all Democrats.
She knows how to pick them.
Did you see that? You saw the video of her crying, right? It was the weirdest not cry, like fake crying. I'm sorry. They came out and, everyone ragged on Kyle Rittenhouse saying crocodile tears. Yeah. And I'm like, the dude's having a panic attack, if anything. But like
that was PTSD. That kid needs to be, I will say this.
He's getting therapy.
Thank you. Because the mom in me is like, stop doing interviews, start doing therapy.
Right.
He is. That was in the trial.
Because you are young and in 10 years.
It's going to hit you.
You need to. Take a beat.
I feel like someone should have told that to Hillary when she was much younger.
Yeah.
Because something is wrong with her. Something from a very young age.
So did your mom ever tell you, like, hey, Tim, you can be whatever you want to be?
Yeah.
Like, there's moms, like, they are unconditional. They're amazing. They encourage you. So did my mom. She's probably watching right now. Hey, Mom. And like, Elisha, you can be anything you want to be. But it's like, did Hillary's mom do that to the nth degree?
Yeah, too much.
Like, just too much? Like, was it weirdly indoctrinated? Like, did she have goggles on that it was, like, fed to her, like in Zoolander? Like, this is what you will do. This is what you will do. And that's why she legitimately thinks it's her birthright?
I don't
think
think
so.
probably brainwashed her to think she's the one.
The reason I don't think so is because her mom has a goat's head and is, hooven feet and claws and, created her out of a pentagram and summoned her from the depths. And probably just, intent was inherent within the demonic presence. You know what I mean?
I was going to say something similar. MK Ultra. I think that's also a possibility here. But who knows?
But her time.
Exactly. But
she's just an insane person. She's a sociopath.
Narcissistic.
Yes.
Yeah. Ego, narcissism.
I think actually left, right, or center. I think in order to be, and honestly, I think most people in our industry. So politicians and anybody on a microphone is typically narcissistic.
She's on record celebrating death and murder and torture. She's like, yeah, that was great.
Remember when she said she wanted to drone Julian Assange?
Yep.
Can't we just drone this guy? And then she was like, it was a joke, I swear.
Yeah, but when McCain said bomb, 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 bomb Iran, like, in a Q&A in 2008, people were like, what? Warmonger, neocon.
So is it, you think Hillary's going to run? She's going to run. I don't know. I kind of would be excited for it.
The Hill
because she would lose miserably.
Trump would just win again.
I think
there's going to be a glitch in the Matrix where we wake up and as soon as election season starts, we're back in 2016. We don't know what happened and it's Hillary versus Trump again. It's like what?
No, it's Ian waking up and he was like coming out of a DMT trip.
I remember the moment I woke up and saw Trump won, and I felt like the wind was knocked out of me. I was like, what is happening?
Like, what did I drink?
Yeah, I thought for sure it was like totally.
I was in Times Square and you could hear a pin drop and all the people that went there to celebrate were all quiet. There was like 5 Trump supporters and you could see 5 guys like,
did you see
and everyone just giving them the stink eye. And I was there filming it like, this is absolutely crazy and incredible at the same time.
Was it the crying meme? Like the crazy crying meme?
Filled with people in Times Square. Like people shocked, jaws on the floor, walking around aimlessly, lost like zombies, not knowing what just hit them. And they're watching all the news like, what? In total, it was something to experience.
It's a night I will never forget. When I watched the New York Times like probability meter, it said like greater than 99% chance Hillary Clinton, and then it slowly went down. I remember when it hit 50%, and I was laughing. I was in the Sputnik office, and everyone there was people were starting to cry because they were all Democrats, and then it shifts, and then I remember when it was like Trump cannot lose at this point. Cassandra Fairbanks is there. She's laughing. She went from crying to laughing to crying again because she was like sad crying and then like
in the denial. I do have to say, so I'm a home birth hippie. And I like went to this. Unfortunately, COVID closed down my liberal friend's yoga studio, and it was like women only. So I really liked it because I feel like we were doing yoga in front of dudes. And there were a lot of women in like the full women health yoga class, like the next day, that were like, "I'm just here for the peace." And the positive vibes. And I did all of my essential oils and all of my touch points.
Chunk Uger freaking out during his live stream.
It was hilarious.
It was crazy.
I'm just sitting there like, guys, okay. They're like, Elisha, what's stressing you today? And I'm like, oh, you guys? No.
What I find funny too is like my response to the election with Joe Biden was I was like, there it is. The count is in. Joe Biden, is projected to be the winner. And then they got mad at me for that. Like the liberals were like, haha, you're a loser. And I'm like, I just was like, yeah, he won. I don't know.
You stated truth. That they
the
denied
Trump supporters got mad at me, when I said that. But I'm just like, it is what it is. I don't know. What am I supposed to do about it? And they were like, haha, you're a loser. You voted for Trump and you lost. And I was like, yeah.
It's also, for 4 years. I do have to say, and I was reading something the other day, as a mom, and I think like it's good for society in general, like we have to learn how to lose. Like you have to be decent at losing to understand the importance of winning. And I think that if you don't learn that, like Hillary didn't.
Shut up, dude. Just shut up, lady.
You're not being graceful and you're not being dignified and you're not doing the country any good. But and like if you want to run for president of the United States, you're allegedly supposed to care about country first. It's clearly not about country first with her.
But it's going to be okay because a lot of women are going to learn how to lose in sports, especially our
we already
the United States
because of our fellow women.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy to me. It's been 6.5 years since I'm like sitting there watching Hillary Clinton announcing she's going to run, and then the 2016 election cycle when she's debating Trump was one of the funniest things ever. Good. The things because you'd be in jail. It's just like, man, mic drop moments. People are cheering. They're treating it like WWE.
The debates were definitely more entertaining. I used all the GIFs in my tweets from the debates.
The debates
it was like so fun.
Are never fun or funny. But Donald Trump, he brought that. And
so I actually had this conversation the other day with somebody. Trump also brought, I think, like the cable newsification to politics. Mm-hmm. Like I've often said that the Trump family is like the Royals meet the Kardashians.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
because like that is the kind of cultural phenomenon that they are, and that he kind of had a thing. Like, they had hair and makeup people in the White House for anyone in their administration that went on camera. He kind of got that the visual and the story, it mattered. And that's why Hollywood is all about leftism, for a few other things too. But because it's like they are turned to and have been turned to for decades to create the narrative and to create the story to help Democrats win. And Republicans have often failed at like the emotion and the story of things.
Well, this is something that Andrew Klavan talks a lot about. He talks about how conservatives are so bad at turning the story in their favor. We don't understand the importance of the arts. We don't understand the importance of movies or books or anything like that. And that's part of the reason that we're losing the culture war. This is something that the left has such a grasp on. I don't know why we're so bad at it, but we're terrible.
I think that for a really long time, we have fled because we thought that we couldn't win there. So then we flee. I mean, we see it happening now with COVID, right?
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
That people just, they run away. They go to the ease of things instead of like putting down roots and fighting and being the odd man out.
Trump, a lot of people think Trump's going to run, right?
Yeah.
We know, we've even talked to Steve Bannon's like, he's running, it's going to happen, and some of his former administration. And I certainly think so. He's been rallying. He's been losing weight, I guess.
Yeah, he looks
But
good.
I mean, he's going to be up there too. I mean, he's going to be as old as Joe Biden was when Joe Biden ran. So he'll be like the second oldest president ever.
And he did have that line against Biden about how Biden was too old. And
Yeah.
but
Is that anymore?
Trump is spry. You know?
yeah, I've heard that about him.
Yeah.
One criticism that I'm seeing a lot of him, especially when he goes on Fox News, is that he's actually supporting Big Pharma more than his supporters. I've seen a lot of criticism of him, especially with a lot of the mandates, and that he criticizes a little bit, but he still promotes overall.
Well,
you know,
he
the
considered a
procedure.
mandate.
What do you mean?
I thought early in COVID, he was like, "Oh yeah, well we should have like a incentive, and we should make sure that everybody gets the vaccine."
Yeah, there's also a lot of criticism from his base of people saying that he just didn't stand up for his supporters, for his people, and that there's a huge kind of disconnect between a lot of people who are not really satisfied with that administration as well. That needs to be brought up.
I think that the number one, I don't know. I look at 2024 and I'm like, let's just run DeSantis. Then we can have a really fun like lottery of who we going to choose for VP, and then just like destroy any of the 11 different Democrats, and all of the Democrats that the mainstream media is floating. All of the names are awful, and they're all losers. Once again, Democrats fail up.
None of these people have the it factor.
Who? Amy Klobuchar.
Okay.
Okay.
DeSantis has a lot of good energy behind him, though.
He does.
Yes, and so I'm just saying, like,
But the
I would
Democrats
love it. I would love it if people like any other like Republican that's thinking of running, anybody like Abbott, anybody else under the sun, just I love you guys. You're great. Keep governing well in your states. Let's just give it to DeSantis, and then we can have one of you great people as VP, and then we can destroy any of these idiots on this list.
I think DeSantis is a better option, although he is more of a traditional Republican in a lot of ways.
Yes.
So for me, we'll see. It really is dependent. It's got to be about what's in the forefront of his administration, and I'm still kind of skeptical. Trump, I didn't vote for the first time.
Same.
After seeing what he was doing, I was like, this guy's a bull in a china shop, and
Yeah.
he's saying no to the establishment. DeSantis, however, I think has proven himself, especially with COVID. So if he were to run,
I got to say too, I'm really impressed with a lot of these AGs on the state level.
Yeah.
Like
been good.
a lot of these
Paxton.
attorney generals, like in Oklahoma, for example, they're kind of like, oh, you can't mandate our National Guard to have the jab because turns out we're in charge of the National Guard, not the DOD. So there you go.
Well, let's-
I'm pretty impressed with a lot of these like AGs on some state levels, and maybe they'll end up in the Senate or something one day. That'd be nice.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.